Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. May I ask you to remain standing while I invite Jake Wilms to sing our national anthem.
Please sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 104th Convocation of the University of Waterloo. 104th Convocation of the University of Waterloo. As I was thinking of this graduation, science students, you're all good at math, and of course, in Canada, hockey country, I was thinking of this coach who had gone to school coach, big game, went to his locker room and talked to his players. He said, we've got a problem. Our star player has failed his math exam, and so we have to give him a test. I have to give him a test to ask him one question. As long as he answers that one question, he can play for the team. Big game. And so the coach said, okay, are you ready? Looked at the star player, are you ready? One question, what is the sum of 2 plus 2? The player looked a little, took some time, then he said, 4. And the coach said, are you sure that's 4? He's quite happy that he answered the right answer. Are you sure that's 4? And just as he answered that, just as he posed that, the rest of the team rushed in and said, come on, coach, give him another chance. It's not going to happen with you graduates. You're from the University of Waterloo, but a warm welcome. It's a beautiful day, and we have the convocation ceremony. Here at Waterloo, each convocation is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this afternoon, we celebrate with those graduates in the Faculty of Science. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, I would like to express congratulations and best wishes to all those who will graduate this afternoon. Please savor every minute of today's ceremony and celebrations that will follow within your circle of friends and family. Today is a rite of passage to an exciting future for you, where you can apply your knowledge, share your expertise, or continue to learn. I also welcome the families and guests of the graduating students Your presence here is a tangible demonstration of the support and commitment that you have had to their success. We will begin with the conferring of honorary degrees and titles on individuals who've distinguished themselves in the Academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Finally, medals will be awarded to graduating students who have excelled in their studies. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we ask that you remain in your place till convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. The ceremony blends certain age-old university rites and protocols with a spirit of informality which characterizes Waterloo. We trust that it will be an occasion to enjoy and an occasion to remember. So graduates, I offer you my congratulations. And as you move from Waterloo, I challenge you, take risks, be unconventional, but do not forget that honesty, integrity, and strength of character should be the driving force in all that you do. As an aside, when I was young, your age, I was introduced to a book by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich was the name of the book, a wonderful book that studied success stories of businessmen, doctors, politicians, scientists, and others. The book analyzed the principles behind their success and explained it in very simple terms, concluding finally with this line: what the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. So one day, when finally you have made your mark in this world, make sure that you give back to those less fortunate. After all, every one of us has benefited from the wisdom, advice, and generosity of others that have helped shape our careers. So let me end then with a Chinese proverb, and it goes something like this: if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, go help somebody. So ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all, and the convocation will now begin.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Desmond Fawn. Professor Fawn is world-renowned for his investigation of corneal swelling and the reasons behind contact lens discomfort. He has received numerous international awards in recognition of this work. Professor Fawn founded the Centre for Contact Lens Research at the University of Waterloo in 1998 and served as its director until his retirement in December 2010. The centre is the second largest contact lens research facility in the world and the largest in the Northern Hemisphere. At its inception, the centre comprised merely 3 members and had an annual budget of approximately $200,000. It now comprises a team of more than 50 people and has an annual budget in excess of $5 million. Professor Fawn is also a founding member and past president of the International Society for Contact Lens Research and past vice president of the International Association of Contact Lens Educators. He is also very active in philanthropic development. He single-handedly raised more than $1.5 million for Waterloo's School of Optometry and Vision Science Building Fund and was recently involved in raising significant funding alongside the Canadian National Institute for the Blind to investigate the role of uncorrected vision in education in Ontario. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding record of service to both the university and the academic community over the past 25 years, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emeritus upon Desmond Fawn.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Arthur McDonald. Professor McDonald is an international leader in the field of elementary particle physics. He holds the Gordon and Patricia Gray Chair in Particle Astrophysics at Queen's University and is Associate Director of the Sudbury Neutrino Observatory Institute, which he also directed for more than 20 years. Under his directorship, the Institute, which is a collaboration of more than 100 scientists from Canada and around the world, confirmed oscillations of solar neutrinos in 2001. This discovery resolved the missing neutrino problem, the puzzling deficit of neutrinos observed from the sun, and demonstrated that neutrinos have a tiny but non-zero mass. The results are widely considered to be one of the most important discoveries in fundamental physics of the past 2 decades. The project required very careful control of environmental conditions and illustrates the advances that can result from combining first-class science with first-class engineering. Professor McDonald was named Fellow of the American Physical Society in 1983, Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada in 1998, and Fellow of the Royal Society of the United Kingdom and Commonwealth in 2009. He has also been a certified member of the Professional Engineers of Ontario since 2003. Professor McDonald has received numerous other awards and honors in recognition of his contributions. He was named Officer of the Order of Canada in 2006 and of the Order of Ontario in 2012. In 2007, he was co-recipient of the Benjamin Franklin Medal in Physics for discovering that the 3 known types of elementary particles called neutrinos change into one another when traveling over sufficiently long distances, and that neutrinos have mass. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to science and engineering, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa upon Arthur McDonald. I now invite Dr. Arthur McDonald to address Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, fellow graduates, honored guests. Congratulations to all the graduates who are receiving their degrees today as a recognition of all your hard work over many years. It is truly an honor to join you in receiving a degree today from such a prestigious university. Although today we're celebrating a major accomplishment in your career, you should realize that today is not an end to your learning experience, it's just a beginning. The most important skill you received here at Waterloo is how to learn. Your career will require lifelong learning. When you're as old as I am, you'll clearly realize how necessary it is to continue learning, since so many aspects of life and career will change during your lifetime. Many of the things that I teach today were not known or had not been invented when I was a student. For example, when I was an undergraduate back in the 60s, that's the 1960s, they lifted the latest IBM computer through the roof of the physics building at Dalhousie University with a crane, along with its paper card reader for programming. That huge computer provided us with wonderful capability, yet it had certainly much less capability than a BlackBerry smartphone today. However, some things never change. For example, they said to 2 of us as undergraduates, learn Fortran and teach the professors. So we ran a course for everyone in the department, because this was all very new and everyone was interested in this brand new capability of computing that we had. Now, it's the younger generation, that's you, who are the most plugged in to new things and who generate innovation and change. To do that, you have to continue to learn in the same way that you have over the past 4 years. Now that Moore's law, which has driven the present computer revolution, is being limited because the size of the structures on the silicon are reaching the atomic dimensions, then the future has to take a new shape. You're very fortunate here at Waterloo to have the Institute for Quantum Computing and the Institute for Nanotechnology to lead that transformation. It's clear that the future will be very different from the present. So lesson 1 I'd like to try to convey to you today is continue with the same positive attitude to learning that has led to your success as recognized by your degree today. Let me share a couple of other lessons with you as well that I've picked up over the 40 or so years since I got my degree. Lesson 2 would be maintain a very clear motivation for your work as you proceed. And don't be afraid to think big. Lesson 3, cultivate a very broad perspective and have respect for other disciplines besides your own. And lesson 4 would be emphasize teamwork in everything that you do. Now, speaking of the first of these, a clear motivation, that has tremendous importance if you're going to be successful. As the head of a large physics project, I was often called upon to provide a 30-second soundbite describing what we're doing and why. That's 4 tweets, by the way, if you want to quantify it today. I suggest to you that if you're not able to explain what you're doing and why in 2 30-second sound bites to your next-door neighbor, who by definition, of course, is not a specialist in your field, then you probably don't have a clear enough vision yourself of why you're pursuing what you're doing. Having a clear and simple vision of your motivation is very important for you to understand why what you're doing is worthwhile. You also shouldn't be afraid to think big and to tackle important fundamental questions in science and technology, or to pursue an entrepreneurial idea. Canada is a great place for a scientist, and you will only be limited by your own imagination. In our case, first with the Sudbury Neutrino Observatory, known as the SNO project, SNO, and now with the new SNO Lab underground science facility, we're seeking to answer very fundamental questions in physics and astrophysics. We used elementary particles called neutrinos, which along with electrons and quarks are the particles we don't know how to subdivide any further, to study energy generation in the sun, the nuclear reactions that power the sun. In the process, we were also able to measure very basic properties of neutrinos themselves for the first time, such as the fact that they do have a finite mass. Our motivation was to understand the laws of physics at the most fundamental level and to answer some important questions about how the sun, our source of life here on Earth, produces its energy. In the process, we also provided an excellent research education to a large number of people from Canada and abroad on questions that are at the frontiers of science and engineering. This brings me to the next lesson, the importance of developing a very broad perspective and a respect for other disciplines besides your own as you proceed with your careers. We had to think big, technically as well. In order to carry out the measurements that I described, we built a detector the size of a 10-story building, holding $300 million worth of Canada's heavy water reserves, which we've returned, by the way, 2 kilometers underground in an active nickel mine. 2 kilometers underground in order to remove cosmic radiation. And we also had to do it under ultra-clean conditions similar to what you use for manufacturing computer chips. We actually created the lowest radioactivity location in the world. And as a result, we were able to make measurements that you simply couldn't make anywhere else. To reach our objectives, we had to restrict the amount of mine dust on the surfaces of this 10-story detector to about the amount you could pile on your thumbnail. And we had to purify water to about 1 billion times more pure than drinking water. So there was less than 1 radioactive decay per day per ton of water. It was very pure. As you can see, this experiment required breakthrough engineering on the frontier of a number of areas of engineering, and we were very fortunate to have many skilled and innovative engineers working with our scientists on our team. I teach engineering physics as well as physics at Queen's, and I have a tremendous respect for people in all the engineering disciplines. I continue to learn from them as our teams apply their particular talents to a new set of experiments that we're building in the expanded facility known as Snow Lab. These new experiments will seek direct evidence for dark matter particles that we know to make up 23% of our universe, but really don't know exactly where they fit into the scheme of particles at the most elementary level. We're also attempting to seek an understanding of how come we have a matter-dominated universe when we are pretty sure that the universe started as an equal amount of matter and antimatter after the Big Bang. What happened to all that antimatter? How did it decay away? And another very rare radioactivity we're looking to observe is one of the clues as to how that happened. Now, the engineering necessary for these experiments is again at the cutting edge, and we work closely with innovative engineers for this next generation of experiments. This enormous cavity that we created for the snow experiment, 6,800 feet underground in the Creighton mine, 70 feet in diameter by 110 feet high. Notice I've switched to feet because we're not talking about engineering, not science. It was the largest cavity ever excavated at such a depth and was fully instrumented and studied as a textbook case of geotechnical engineering. So our experiment has provided detailed geotechnical data for the excavation of cavities at even greater depths as Vale, the mining company, moves further to push its mining operations to 8,000 feet down in the mine. Our water systems were state-of-the-art, and similar systems are now producing low radioactivity water to avoid flaws induced by radioactivity when you're manufacturing computer chips. Our computing and communications capabilities have enabled members of our team to control and monitor our underground experiment from as far away as Seattle, Washington, or Oxford, England, as much as 20 years ago. So I emphasize to you that if you're going to be successful in your own area of specialty in science or applied science, you have to build a breadth of perspective about the frontier capabilities in other areas and interact with those who are making the developments in those areas. It will enable you to progress very well in your own activities through the use of the most modern technology. Finally, my fourth career lesson is to cultivate teamwork in everything you do, with strong respect for all members of your team. In the case of the Sudbury Neutrino Observatory, although the project involved an international collaboration with hundreds of scientists, students, and staff, we were legitimately able to say that even the person that sweeps the floors is as important as anyone else in the project and deserves similar respect. If you're to maintain ultra-clean conditions during construction and avoid radioactive backgrounds from dust particles, you have to have a spotless laboratory everywhere. So sweeping and teamwork reminds me of the story of the recent university graduate who showed up for their first job and was told by the supervisor, oh, you arrived at a critical time. We just had a spill of a dangerous substance, and I'd like you to help me sweep it up before it gets spread around and becomes a problem. And the graduate said, but I'm a university graduate. And the supervisor said, oh, I'm sorry. In that case, you hold the broom at the top here and you sweep like this. So respect for the talents of everyone on your team. Cultivate a very broad perspective on disciplines besides your own. Have a clear motivation for your own work and think big. And finally, continue your interest and participation in learning so you can turn your valuable new Waterloo degree into a very satisfying career. I wish you all the best as you pursue these goals. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank Dr. McDonald for that wonderful address and to welcome him as our first graduate of the day in this convocation session, and also welcoming him into this distinguished set of graduates from University of Waterloo. I also would like to congratulate Dr. Fawn on his achievements that he's made and to truly thank him for all the contributions he's given to our university over this time. So now we need to turn a little bit to you. Could I ask the graduates to please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I present those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
Which you, the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that you obtain.
You may be seated. You may be seated. And now it's my great privilege to invite Jovan Sang to come forward and deliver the valedictory address.
Good afternoon, Chancellor Prem Watsa, President Feridun Hamdalapur, Vice President Sally Ann Keller, Dean Terry McMahon, esteemed science faculty and staff members, parents, family, and friends, and finally, science graduates of 2012. I am incredibly honored to stand before you today. I'd like to start off by thanking all the parents and family members for being here. Having helped out with many a move-in day, it's always a touching moment to see parents say goodbye. Some parents cry. Some parents just leave and drive off into freedom. And some parents don't leave. You know who you are. Thank you for being there for us each and every day, supporting us and believing in us, even when we didn't believe in ourselves. In the same way, though, university for some of us may have been a solo act with minimal support. I commend those of you for your inner strength, your perseverance, and your commitment to your education. Finally, on behalf of our graduating class, I'd like to thank the professors, instructors, mentors, and friends that make up our distinguished faculty and staff. Thank you for your patience, enthusiasm, and insight. Graduates, you should be proud of all the accomplishments that you've achieved during your time at the University of Waterloo. For instance, perfecting the secret science dance with complete strangers, who we now call good friends. Completing those long-winded lab reports the night before. Securing a co-op placement. Securing a cubicle in DC. Enduring those late nights in the lab. Surviving geese attacks like a boss. I hope you also feel content and relieved that this day has finally come. Today is a day to celebrate those accomplishments, to reflect on the past few years, and to look forward to what lies ahead. Some of us may have immediate plans for the future, while others may not. Whatever the case may be, most of us may feel anxious, worried, or even terrified of the uncertainty that lies before us. And that's okay. Today, although we graduate from different fields of scientific study with our respective degrees, we all have something in common. Whether we know it or not, our education has given us the tools to navigate our futures. Our time at Waterloo has taught us many things, but above all, it has taught us how to effectively learn and acquire knowledge. This privilege should be cherished, practiced, and put to use. Therefore, I hope that you never stop learning and that you stay curious. In time, as we begin to build careers for ourselves, it is my hope that we challenge ourselves to not be confined by our job descriptions, because curiosity knows no bounds. Science is always pushing the boundaries of the unknown, and it's curiosity that will drive you to make discoveries about the world around you and yourselves. Think back to your first few days as a Waterloo student. I'm sure you felt a similar sense of uncertainty about what university had in store for you. And yet, that uncertainty was mixed with a sense of excitement. In retrospect, uncertainty came with opportunities. With uncertainty came life lessons and personal growth. And thanks to it, we sit here today, older, wiser, more experienced, and more confident individuals. Where we stand now is not unlike where we once were. Graduates, we have to realize that there will always be uncertainty in our lives. But instead of greeting it with reluctance and fear, we should embrace it and explore the unknown, because with it will always come opportunities to learn and grow. Adam Savage, better known as one of the epic hosts of Mythbusters, once said, and I quote, "I love the idea that different branches of science are called fields of study. Most people think of science as a closed black box, and in fact, it is an open field, and we are all explorers." End quote. Well, graduates of 2012, I think it's time to explore. Congratulations.
I think you all know today is a really great day. You are about to graduate from one of the world's premier institutions. You have started on a journey of a lifetime by making an excellent choice to come to our wonderful university, the University of Waterloo. And all of us at the university have benefited from the opportunity of getting to know you, of working with you, and of you simply being here. You have kept the standard for student achievement high, and you have made us proud. The choices you make today will be the life you will lead tomorrow. The true benefit of a Waterloo education is still ahead of you. You've met personal challenges while you were here. You've embraced the intellectual challenges that we provided you. You've honed your work ethic. And if the email that crosses my desk is any indication, you've also had a bit of fun. I think it's really important to recognize that there's been a whole community of people around you that extends well beyond those of us at the University of Waterloo. And so graduates, I want to encourage you to let the circle be unbroken, and I would invite your family, your spouses, your parents, your children, your grandparents, and your close friends to please rise and join me in acknowledging their support. Thank you. Well, we're just about ready to take on the main event of today, which will be handing out your degrees. But before that, I have just a couple notes of housekeeping. I suspect that there will be a few people in this room that would like to take photographs. And if you'd like to take some photographs, I will ask that you do this over at the right side, my right side, your left side, by going out the hall, coming in the door over here, and setting up to take your photographs of your graduate. And then please return to your seats in the reverse order of that journey. And graduates, I encourage you to respect each other and return to your seats promptly after receiving your degrees. And with that, we will start with our Associate Dean undergraduates to begin to confer our degrees.
Foster, Robert Ward Hetherington, Han Holmes. Jacqueline Choi Sun Lee, Caitlin Michelle Lennon, Y. Boon Yu. Miriam Sandon Shaparo, Lindsay Sue, Annabelle Sumanak. Carol Ann Tanner, Jovian Sang, Minna Joanne Vanderleest. Marshall Yeoman, Yegor and Yoga Derwin.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Honours Biomedical Sciences. Majd Abdullah, Chelsea Jordana Abel, Akusa Simone Asantawa. Victoria Al-Nawaiza, Iram Pat Ama, Leonard Ankwa. Hugh Lam Ao, Melissa Monique Boileau, David Anand Gribazi. Shauna Melissa Brown, Stephanie Ann Bruno, Joshua Dean Carl Bursey. Abel Jose Chavez, Ding Wen Chen, Matthew Vincent Chen. Stephen Cheong, Elsa Lim Yan Chen, Louis Choi. Sung Soo Choi, Henry Albert Chong, Matthew Joseph Cote. Nam Dang, Rima Deol, Lauren Alexandra Dunlop. Aisha Durrani, Jessica Sarah Guile, Jerry Joseph Benjamin Giddens. Corey Wayne Godfrey, Carolyn Bethany Green, Bethany Gretzinger. Christy Han, Karen Jaggi, Vaishnavi Jayakumar. Mackenzie Lee Jonker, Dana Judith Jamanetsky, David Michael Panters. Riyad Mahmoud Khamis, Grace Kim, Kuki Kim. Kwan Young Kim, Ruth Ko, Isabel Kim Tien Lam. Roger Kwok Wai Lau, Long Nyok Le, Joyce Lee. Hook Hien Lee, Vivian Hien Sin Lee, Melanie Young. Fiona Tsai Wing Lui, William Lien, Aniel Lim Ki Chong. Aaron Ray Hong Lo, Janet Sui Hoa Lor, Elaine Look. Michael Lucius Vanin, Roger Ma, Trin Ma. Nicole Marie McMurray, Derek Medados, Faiza Mian. Danielle Christina Mitsoulis, Florence Mock, Man Kuin Ing. Eric Joseph Nguyen, Kyle Edward Nowakowski, Michelle Nurwandi. Patrick Katamavong, Ryan Christopher Peters, Bernard Alexander Price. Sarah Prius, Benjamin Risor, Mohammed Resk. Vanya Ristovic, Manik Sabowal, Luma Sakakini. Sala Sanjar, Melissa Su Lin Xiao, Xiu Wen Situ. Mackenzie Slifieres, Jonathan Warren Stevenson, Sanchia Tan. Laura Nicole Tasson, Jordan Robert Taylor, Andrea Carolina Vallejo. Jeffrey Kyle van der Graaf, Sab Zhu Wang, Juliet Nymphna Rins. Selena Vermi, Annie Jinan Wang, Bishu Wang. Shenghai Wang, Justine Lauren Watola, Shirley Wong. Heather Catherine Worthington, Kevin Yee, Stephen Ka Kit Yee. Felix Wee Shun Ye, Sandy Chung Hui Yen, Yuan Zhao. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Biotechnology, Chartered Accountancy. Lauren Braithwaite, Fatima Ismaili, Jay Yeh. Yuwei Liang, Shiyuan Liu, Steinen Elva Olason. Annie Tang, Ka Wing Karen Wu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Biotechnology Economics. Mitro Goro, Mary Lee, Jeffrey Hin-Man Wong. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Chemical Physics. Eric Beaton. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Chemistry. Farah Atik, Caitlin Marie Badali, Philip Bosnick. Julia Susan Endicott, Joanne Fernandez, Dorian Ferreira. David Hunter, Liu Yin Jiang, Michael Hannah Marie Marshall. Michael Nyman, Zhao Chi Sun, William Stephen Sogan. Kathleen Wilson, Joanne Y. Ling Wong. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Computational Science. Yao Li, Joseph Patrick Emery Robert, Nadezhda Zaharieva. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Earth Sciences. Christina Feliza Ambra, Thomas Fraser Cummings, Pikebo Daniel Khalil. Benjamin Gordon Daniels, Yu Cheng Dong, Briona Fernandez. Zhuo Han, Sarah Hashmi, Guangya Miao. Yi Yu, Maxime Salmon, Yue Wang. Mingzi Zhu, Yu Ye. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Environmental Sciences. Tan Yu Chiu, Claire Coombs, Zhuo Du. Sarah Endicott, Sydney Jennifer Clather Leong, Ya Li. G.C. Ma, Kimberly Tanita Mitchell, Simran Panasam. Sarah Punjani, Michael Chun Wai Sek, Sky Charlotte Vandenberg. Alexandra Ka Wing Wu, Bo Yan, Lisha Zhao. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Mathematical Physics. Reese Matt Andrew Anderson, Travis Kristen Gerhardt, Catherine Sarah Hyatt. Kevin Marshall, Jordan Rose, Kevin Shinbein. Anson Wong. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Medicinal Chemistry. Jason Tao. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Physics. Stefan De Young, Chao Wang Dong, John Paul Ward Forget. Kenneth Mark Grondin, Lydia Marie Lane Smith, Chelsea Likus Schmaltz. Nat Tuan Lee, Michael Matuski, Alexander Plamenov-Mechev. Martin Richard Otto, Janet Rose Brunleski, Philip Simovic. Mirko Vucicevic. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Psychology. Emily Ruth Ashfield, Sandeepa Nicole Wu, Brandy Lee Drisdale. Nicole Anna Maria Dubé, Erica Renee Elderhorst, Wing Hai Cleet Pung. Missy Glover, Jeffrey Campbell Kiefer, Ja Young Kim. Ji Young Kim, Matthew Roy Edward McGill, Miranda Sully Chen. Nasim Sultanpur. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Science and Aviation. Brian Chen, Bradley Stephen Gifford, Jason Robert King. Madeline Mai Kobe, Jeffrey William Lampole, Heather Elise McMillan. Daniel Tak Nagai Tse. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Honours Science and Business. Anna Agranovsky, Kimberly Bowman, Harpreet Bra. Glenn Edmund Brettel, Caitlin Elisa Brooks, Drew Coughlin Brotherston. Andrew Cha, Pragna Chandrasekhar, Jonathan Foster Fluid. Bethany DeYoung, Sean Zachary Elliott, John Christopher Freyes. Amelie Elizabeth Hartman, Sarouche Hashim, Tsi Hua Hong. Emily Irvine, Farhan Jawani, Natalie Poe. Ashley Diane Linkletter, Stephanie Maitesta, Stephanie Martel. Alexander Maurice McGarry, Dhruv Misri, Mariko Osazawa. Simon Plamondi, Niroshan Ragnanathan, Botham Satanaraja. Darshani Singh, Olena Sokovets, Michael Stanko. Megan Summers, Matthew James Sutak, Elizabeth Tang. Anne Thomas, Alton Wong, Jacqueline Hugh Lam Yip. Janice Amy Yu.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Optometry. Dr. Aurora Polke, Dr. Prabjit Atwal, Dr. Jenny Bateman. Dr. Sarah Victoria Block, Dr. Roxanne Burnett, Dr. Carla Bunn. Dr. Aisha Butt, Dr. Allison Kader Watson, Dr. Eunice Jane Cation, Dr. Lisa Chan, Dr. Patrick Tate Ho Chong, Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Chong. Dr. Mary Catherine Craver, Dr. Elise Whitney Curry, Dr. Sybil Maria Tadu Diaz. Dr. Robin Dupuy, Dr. Carl Duran, Dr. Patrick Minga Eng. Dr. Graham Ferguson, Dr. Sarah Marie Freiberger, Dr. Kristen Stella G. Dr. Megan E. Goddard, Dr. Carly Gianna Pease, Dr. Jennifer E. Dr. Ross Joseph Hamill, Dr. Joel David Harris, Dr. Farrar Hassan, Dr. Colin Hobson, Dr. Ryan Hogan, Dr. Hung Lee Pine, Dr. Anthony Iliano, Dr. Jamie Kimack, Dr. Lauren Kosh, Dr. Katrina Elise Veronica Colazadi, Dr. Seema Korea, Dr. Bonnie Peng Ying Kwok, Dr. Kristen Alicia Leo, Dr. Adam Lapianis, Dr. Allison Leon, Dr. Yin Lee, Dr. Yi Man Lin, Dr. Angela Brianne McDonald. Dr. Carolyn McNeil, Dr. Priya Debai Maharaj, Dr. Michelle Lei Ming Ma. Dr. Rima Mamo, Dr. Megan Martina, Dr. Lisa Danielle Meister. Dr. Elisa Meisner, Dr. Elena Moisekanina, Dr. Shanez Musa. Dr. Mary Nahal, Dr. Doreen Nguyen, Dr. Thomas Wong Nguyen. Dr. Ian Tu Nguyen, Dr. Melissa Oliver, Dr. Trevor Charles Ormiston. Dr. Christine Panelay, Dr. Jillian Pengelly, Dr. Sarah Ann Marion Paula. Dr. Natalie Poole, Dr. Kathleen Rossi, Dr. Michael Rowe. Dr. Gerdeman Sakaria, Dr. Brittany Shuchuk, Dr. Jasjeet Kaur Shinger. Dr. Vikram Singh, Dr. Sean Swarup, Dr. Kristen Gray Smith. Dr. Elena Doris Stetson, Dr. Kayla Roseanne Stevens, Dr. Leah Francis Thorpe. Dr. Kang Tran, Dr. Kasturi Viswanathan, Dr. Daniel Walker. Dr. Shou-Yan Jennifer Wan, Dr. Lindsay Wagner, Dr. Jason Wu. Dr. Jennifer Yoon, Dr. Anna Yoon, Dr. Jordan James Yursevich. Dr. Violet Zawada Kuzio. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Science. Lisa Atkinson, Shara Brunt, Lucas William Carson, Marcia Michelle Chaudet, Li Chen, Didi Chu Yi Chiang. Masumi Garabmani, Dale Leslie Holtz, Ryan Howard Stanley Hutchins. Scott Jasechko, also the recipient of the Dean of Science Award for recognition of creative research as presented in a student's Master of Science thesis. Julia Helen Jameson Haynes, Botan Kani, Matthew Kuzinski. Xia Ling, Nicholas Lawrence, Carolyn Mary Macan. Ryan David Martin, Jeffrey James Melchin, Matthew Patterson. Michael Piazza, also the recipient of the Dean of Science Award for recognition of creative research as presented in the student's Master of Science thesis. Lee Pinnell, David Pitcairn, Rubaiyat Sharmeen. Mahalakshmi Ramamurthy, also the recipient of the Dean of Science Award for recognition of creative research as presented in the student's Master of Science thesis. Alyssa Kathleen Shepard, Rajiv Neil Khanna, Benjamin Wales. Andrew James Weeb, Luke Yaraskavich, thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Samad Bazargan. Melissa Irene Bunn. Abhishek Chatterjee. Jason Bernard da Costa. Heba Shaban El Husseini Mohammed. Christopher Irvin. Rohan Diraj Gidvani. Yolanta Gurska. Joel Harrison. Yun Tae Huang. Nathan Michael Killeran. Charles Kirkpatrick. Zijian Long. Holly Irene Lawrence. Xu Qiang Lung. Jyotsna Maram. Gina Lee Pasante. Matthew David Raymer. Farhad Riazi Kermani. Colby Michael Steelman, also the recipient of the W.B. Pearson Medal for Recognition of Creative Research as presented in a student's doctoral thesis. Gerald Rosaire Tetreault. Shamika Ishari Wadawara Jaya Bahu. Johan Andre Wickeland. Wu Yang Zhang, also the recipient of the W.P. Pearson Medal for Recognition of Creative Research as presented in a student's doctoral thesis. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon these candidates who were approved by Senate, but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
Thank you.
I now have the great honor to give out 2 awards. The first is the Distinguished Teacher Award, which was established by the Senate of the University to recognize individuals with a continued record of excellence in teaching at Waterloo. Recipients must be nominated by their students and are selected by a committee consisting of undergraduate and graduate students, alumni, and faculty. Mr. Chancellor, I present Dr. Firs Mansour. Even Even before Dr. First Mansour first became a lecturer in the Department of Physics and Astronomy in 2007, students benefited from his teaching during his graduate student days. His classroom style, I'm told, provokes his students to learn, including those initially who thought they disliked physics. Students claim that they would not have passed introductory physics had it not been for his fierce commitment. His teaching dossier contains letters describing the delight he brings to his classes despite his rigorous standards. Many comment on how they appreciate his memorable stories, demonstrations, and even the extra review sessions, as well as his great sense of humor. His approachable manner and unique teaching style captivate his students' attention while also effectively building their confidence and problem-solving skills. I believe those of us who have relegated our introductory physics to the archives of our educational history would probably benefit from, and no doubt enjoy, being a student in one of his classes today. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding achievement in teaching, I ask to present the Distinguished Teacher Award to First Mansour. The second award is the Excellence in Graduate Supervision. The Graduate Studies Office, in collaboration with the Graduate Student Association, established the Award of Excellence in Graduate Supervision to recognize faculty members who have demonstrated outstanding success and commitment in the supervision of their graduate students. Graduate student supervision has many dimensions, including being a mentor, advisor, collaborator, strategist, sponsor, supporter, and sometimes a lifelong friend. The relationship between graduate student and supervisor is complex, and effective graduate supervision requires dedication and commitment in all aspects of the welfare and success of the student. Many of you are going to realize that as you start to supervise your students. Mr. Chancellor, I present Mr. Michael Power in absentia. Michael Power is a professor in biology who focuses on fisheries, ecology, population biology, and environmental toxicology. He is a highly active researcher with more than 100 journal publications and 6 book chapters. He joined Waterloo in 1999 and has supervised 18 master's students and 9 PhD students. He is recognized in his department by his colleagues as an incredibly strong advocate for his students, one who is able to recognize the talents in his students, both demonstrated and potential, and cultivate them for success. His students also appreciate his supportive lab family atmosphere that he fosters and that he dedicates his full attention to their academic success. Mike provides his students with exciting fieldwork opportunities throughout Canada and the world, including remote locations in the Canadian and European Arctic. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of the guidance and inspiration that he has provided to his graduate students, I ask you present Michael Power the Award of Excellence in Graduate Student Supervision in absentia. Mr. Chancellor, I now invite Wayne Chang to announce the name of the winner of the Alumni Gold Medal.
Mr. Chancellor, members of Convocation, ladies and gentlemen, since 1957, over 155,000 individuals have graduated from the University of Waterloo. Today, the class of 2012 joins that great assembly as they cross the stage and make the transition from student to alumnus. Graduates, your time as students is ending, but I hope that your connection to the university will last a lifetime. I urge you to explore the continued opportunities this great university offers. In the spirit of connection, each year we are proud to recognize those undergraduate and graduate students who have achieved academic excellence, earning the highest overall average in their faculty. At Spring Convocation, we honor undergraduate students from each faculty, while master's and PhD student programs are recognized in the fall ceremony. To each of these exceptional students, we award the Alumni Gold Medal. This solid gold medal, engraved with the recipient's name and degree, as well as the university's insignia, symbolizes academic excellence and the ongoing and vital role of alumni contribution. Mr. Chancellor, as a 1987 graduate of the Faculty of Science at the University of Waterloo and a member of the Alumni Council, I am pleased to present to you the 2012 recipient of the Alumni Gold Medal for the Faculty of Science. She's a graduate from Beijing Jiaotong University and leaves today with an Honors Bachelor of Science in Physics, Xiaoyuan Dong.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great afternoon. Let's give a round of applause to the newest members of our graduating class. This is a significant day. In fact, this is a great week. Out of 52 weeks in a year, this is the one that I look forward the most. This is a week that all your hard work, effort, investment all come to fruition. This is a week that I experience pleasure and pain both at the same time. Pleasure comes from seeing our graduates, their excitement, their smiling faces, their energy, their enthusiasm, ready to face the world. Pain comes from handshakes, especially those from football players or athletes. Take half of my arm with them. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's been a long afternoon, so I'm going to try to keep it short, but I'm just going to leave you with a few thoughts. This will be our very last lesson for the time being from this university, and I hope that some of you told me that you're already coming back, when we'll come back and learn more. The first thought is I want you to be very proud of this institution that you graduated from. In its very short 55 years of history, your university, when it started out in 1957 with 78 students, with no buildings, with no facilities, it's become a university of 34,000 students and with immense infrastructure and its tremendous contribution to our society, to our economy, and to the world. At the end of this week, the number of graduates from this university will reach 160,000. Each and every one of them has done a fabulous job in contributing back to the society, to creating new knowledge, and we will continue doing that. Don't forget, this is the institution you're graduating from. We are very proud to have you, and we want you to be very proud of your institution as well. Secondly, be proud of your own accomplishments. I have not come across a single student that I've spoke to who said, it was a breeze, it was so easy. They all said it was tough, it was challenging, and it was worth every minute that they spent here. They learned a lot, and they promised that they're going to do something with what they learned here. So be very, very proud of your own accomplishments. And thirdly, know that we are very proud of you and your accomplishments. After everything said and done, when you are ready to get your degree has to be approved by the Senate of the university. That is the last stamp of approval. And in your diplomas, you'll see my signature, your dean's signature, and the registrar's signature, signifying that you have earned this degree on your own. Nobody else earned this with you. This is your degree. You earned this with your own effort, with your own honesty, with your own responsibility, and more so with your own integrity. Cherish this, be very proud of this, because we are very proud of you. The University of Waterloo will continue on its quest to become a major force in this world. We will continue pushing the boundaries of excellence. And while we are doing this, we will not be doing this alone. We will not be doing this without you, because you are enabling us to do that. When Isaac Newton was asked about his vision of how he saw the world, he said he did it, he saw it from a very advantageous position. He saw it from the shoulders of the giants who came before him. You are our giants. We are seeing the world from your shoulders. We are very proud to have you be our graduates. Congratulations again, and thank you very much for spending the afternoon with us.